Hey guys, welcome back to the MX Garage. You remember this old thing? Today we're gonna take the gearbox out and try to figure out why the gearbox exploded. It has literally a hole in this size, but you will see that in a bit. To be able to show you, I will take the gearbox out and then we will open it up and see why it broke. Is it my welds? Is it something else? Let's find out. I got the wheels lifted and I noticed that I can spin the wheels freely in different directions. But I think it's because I removed the splines to get it on the trailer after the race. I will start by removing the brake wire and then followed by some bolts which are holding the bumper and the entire gearbox. Here we go. Let me get the other wheel off. You probably think this doesn't look blown up. How about this little hole here? My prediction is that it's not my welds, but that it's like a little key which selects the gear, that exploded. Only one way to find out. Take off some nuts. Before I open it up, go to the comments and write your prediction of what you think broke in this diff. Am I gonna reuse it? No. Angle grinder? Yes. My welds didn't explode, but I can see that there's a gear missing here. You can see that on this side there's 5 gears, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On this side there's only 4, and it's all loose. So there's missing a gear which exploded here, and that's why it got stuck as well, because these were binding up with those. But look at those welds. This is one solid piece. I added metal plate in here and then just welded the crap out of it. I did the same with the other side. So all the gears are one big piece of metal. It also doesn't look like there's missing a piece from here. Let me give you a close-up. So on this side you have your 5 forward gears, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this side you only have 4. There used to be 5. You can also see that this is completely loose, and obviously it would go right here. And the other thing, I think what broke is actually this pin here. You see, there used to be on the other side. That probably broke and got in between the gears, which then make the gear stuck. Something had to give, so the gear exploded and went right through the housing, which is pretty crazy. But here you can have another look at my beautiful welds. As I mentioned, I tack welded them in the corners, inserted a plate, and then welded the gears to the plate. I got a little bit too eager and just kept on welding just to make sure that that didn't break, since that was the issue last time. This is the gearbox I used before that one. I also exploded that one, and here you can see there's missing a piece, and this used to be attached over here. And what broke that point was the welds. I didn't have the plate, I just booger welded this and the inside. Didn't really do a great job, and that exploded. Put metal pieces in between the gears and something had to give, so in this case it was actually the entire housing. Another thing I forgot to mention is that I blew this gearbox up in a race. The situation was that I was driving and then I had issues with my steering. I went into the pits, and after the pit stop I couldn't get in gear. There was no oil in the pit area, and now looking at this, yes, it clearly blew up, and I was still driving with it for a couple of laps at least. As you can see, there is so much dirt here, and as here as well. So this is just sand and dirt and earth from the track. So if I wouldn't have taken it out of the gear, I would have probably been able to run it for quite a while. So what will I do? Will I install this 4.5 manual gearbox into the lawnmower? I don't think so. This is trash and I will throw it out at one point. Maybe reuse some of the gears for the steering or whatever. What the other teams do is basically have a live rear axle with a sprocket, a chain going to another sprocket attached to a 90-degree gearbox attached to a pulley, then the belt going to the motor. This is a lot of steps and I would like to simplify it, so I took inspiration of the English lawnmower racing community. This is actually a shop which supplies English lawnmower racing community with parts and also ships worldwide. So what I will do is get a T-drive with a solid rear axle. They also supply axles I can show you in a bit, but basically it's not a differential, it's just a T-drive. Keep it simple. They have two different types, as you can see, and for one of them you can also get a special pulley which looks like this. It goes over the T-drive, which allows the pulley to be much lower than usual, and thereby it is much easier to lower the entire lawnmower even further. So I could probably lower the lawnmower 10 centimeters more if I want to. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also go on rear axle. And here you can see they make the rear axle I need in the specific length I will need. So I think that's the way for me to go. And I'm quite excited to see if it all works out as I want to. It's not gonna be a simple build and it's also not gonna be cheap, as you can see on those prices, but I think it's gonna be worth it because then I will have something which actually can last. Final remarks. I didn't explode the gearbox with my bad welds. They actually held up, which is surprising to me. What exploded is the key, which is selecting the gear, and one of the gears exploded. Currently, I will be traveling for a couple of weeks with work again, which means I can't work on the lawnmower, but I will release another couple of videos similar to this, where we look at what else I need to fix on the lawnmower. Little hint, the steering is completely broken, so that needs to be replaced, and I also want to look at what I want to improve in the engine. And it will also give me time to order some parts and figure out exactly what I want to do. So in a couple of weeks I will be back, but until then I will upload some other videos of what I will be focusing on with this build now. Please subscribe, since you don't want to miss this. It's gonna be quite an adventure and it's gonna be great. And I will probably also upgrade the bicycle brakes to some proper disc brakes and a lot of stuff. Let's see how fast we can go. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye!